Internet makeup versus IRL makeup. Hey, I'm Maybe Burke and you're watching Makeup for Lost Time. And today we're gonna look at the difference between internet makeup and real life makeup. Because yes, there can be a difference. And I say can be because everybody is different. And some of my techniques might be the same, but there are definitely certain things that I do for the internet that I won't do if I'm just doing my makeup for my day-to-day life. I was going to do this as like influencer versus real person makeup, but I didn't want to like knock influencers. And also like sometimes I'm considered that. But on this side of my face, I'm gonna do some of the techniques that I might do for social media. And on this side, we're gonna do my basic everyday look. Starting as I do every look with eyes. Now I'm a person who loves fun eyeshadows and that doesn't change much whether I'm in front of you or I'm on your phone. So I'm not gonna really focus on that other than a wash of color on both sides. But I am a big fan of bold editorial looks with big shapes, high contrast, high drama. But a wing like this is so unrealistic for me to wear out in the real world. Even with my best eyeliner, even with the transfer-proof technologies or whatever, my eyes tear a lot. I forget that I have things on my face and I will wipe my eyes. So you've probably seen me do my alternative eyeshadow as eyeliner. And this can smoke out to a little bit of a wing to give you some shape without being fully stuck with that rigid, huge wing. I mean, will I wear winged eyeliner in real life? I've been known to. Does it last? And now IRL, I'm just gonna curl my lashes and do a coat of mascara. Granted, I really like what my lashes look like. I have a pretty full, long lash, and I don't have a lot of sensory issues, but put a strip lash on me all day, and I am crawling out of my skin. But sometimes you want to match the drama, so we put on a little lash. Next, when it comes to complexion, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been given a lot of foundations, so I don't always care about the color match if I'm doing it just for social media. So sometimes you'll notice me using a foundation that is like far too yellow for my skin. And that's because some of my foundations I got for free while working retail. Sometimes brands send me things and don't ask for my color, or I have to guess based on what they have online, and we don't always guess right. Oh, I was doing influencer on the other side. Oh, I mixed them. But when I'm going out in the real world, you can believe that I'm going to use a foundation that matches my face a little better at least. And I'm only going to use as much as I need. And that's partially because I like what my skin looks like, but sometimes you just need a little balance. I'm also always gonna hit my ears and blend down the neck, because I tend to wear my hair behind my ears a lot out in public. And you always want to make sure that color stays cohesive. Okay, hold on, we are switching this because I'm gonna get confused. We'll put the right color here and the wrong color here. And far too much of it. Which is a choice that some people make for their day-to-day lives. But I like to match the boldness of like the eye look with a full coverage foundation. There are different ways that I might neutralize under my eyes. And honestly, it's kind of choose your own adventure on both sides for me. The more natural option is always going to be a peach corrector to cancel out the blue undertones. But yellow can cancel out purple, and this really will help brighten the under eye when I want that bold, bright look. But even as I'm doing this, I can still see the pigment that I'm trying to cover up come through, and the peach side doesn't do that. And the same story with my concealer choice. Heading for a bright, bold under eye and highlighting the whole center of your face is a technique that a lot of folks use and can look really good on camera, but that much contrast isn't what everybody wants in person. Using a color closer to your skin tone will do the concealing and the highlighting just a little more subtly. I still use the same placement and technique, but it's far less stark. And now you'll also notice I'm not going right in with the applicator to my face. And that is my biggest difference. Stop applying product on your face. This makes it so much harder to blend out, and it often ends up using far more product than you actually need. Instead, what I've been doing this whole time is using a little palette. But if you don't have a palette or you don't want it, you can also just use the back of your hand. A lot of pro artists do, and that actually helps your body temperature warm up creams and liquids. From here, I could blend in this contour, but actually, in real life, I don't contour. Sometimes I'll wear bronzer depending on the look that I'm going for, but most of the time these days I'm just wearing blush. But what I'm gonna do with foundation, with blush, with concealer, with all of my creams and liquids, I'm going to apply them onto this palette or the back of my hand and work that into the brush so that it is evenly coated and I'm picking up just as much product as I need. And then when I go in, I get just as much blush as I need on the face. And I haven't even blended out the concealer here yet, but we look like we're just about almost done. Where on this side, now I'm gonna go to blend this out, but I have to work twice as hard to move the product, make sure that it's not stuck where I put those two dots. It blended in with the highlighter I had there, and I have to work through that. It's muddying into the concealer I laid down as well. I also placed it far higher than I normally would. But now I come in to blend out that concealer and do the lift that everybody thinks you have to do. But honestly, this just feels like so stripey to me. This placement, this amount of product is a little unnecessary, but I have to do a lot more blending on this side because the difference between the colors is so stark. I have to work twice as hard to kind of blend out that contrast. Along the edge of this line is kind of hard. And here I want to come back in with the blush again because the concealer kind of covered up where I had the blush placed, and I want the blush on top of my cheekbone. It's just so much more work, and I actually think this side looks better. And now here's the real secret. I'll set most of this face with powders, right? I'm using a like bubblegum pink to set the blush. Come in with a contour right under the cheekbone. Let's get a powder puff in the mix so I can really go for it. There we go. Powder down, make everything look nice and smooth, and then we spray. However, on the other side, I'm gonna set this with a far more natural blush. I'm gonna hit that on the forehead as well. And I would actually do that on both sides, who am I kidding? But then I mostly won't use powder under my eyes. Sometimes I will take that blush all the way up, just a little bit. But I'm in my 30s. There's a lot of wrinkles and lines underneath these eyes that have actually been there my whole life. And powders can really enhance those lines and stick in them. So most of the time, I'm just gonna go directly in with that spray. Or instead of going full puff, I'm gonna take a little bit of powder, work it into a brush, tap off the excess, make sure I have just what I need, and just use the faintest amount to set that in place. Go over smile lines, big line across my forehead, and that's the most that I'll do. Because when you have skin like mine, baking on a daily basis is not an option. And when you get a good setting spray, it'll do the work for you. Now in terms of lips, again, I'm not a stranger to drama. I love a bold lip that meets the moment. And I have good lips that don't need to be overlined to be emphasized, but I also don't love to be constantly checking to make sure my lips are stuck in place. I like to eat, I like to talk, I like to kiss my boyfriend, and I have really dry lips that tend to eat a lot of product. So while I love looks like this and wish that I could do that on a daily basis, if I'm being realistic, aside from an event or something that lasts like an hour, I might be doing a lip liner that is close to my natural lip color, but I'm usually sticking with whatever lip gloss I have that is neutral or clear. Because my lips need hydration more than anything. And just feeling the difference between this side and that side is, oh, it's annoying actually. I'm gonna have to stop this soon. So yeah, there you go. That's my difference. I will do my brows basically the same way every time. I played around with a bit of giving them far more drama and laying them up and out like some influencers do. But I don't like this. And it's really weirdly hard to take off, so I stopped that. So this is how I wear my makeup most days. But I don't hate this side. It's a different style, it's a different aesthetic. You will sometimes see me putting a product directly on my face when I'm bored or lazy. But as a general rule, if I'm just going about my day for like a full day, I know that these techniques and this style are going to last longer and look better on me. Let me know which side you like better or which side you'll do your makeup most like. And stay tuned as we make up for lost time.